I am Astrid, shield maiden of the fierce north, born amidst storms and legends. My heart, a pounding drum of resilience, beats in tandem with the crashing waves upon jagged cliffs. 25 winters carved my scars, each telling a story of sacrifice, of battle, internal and external. My eyes, storm gray and relentless, mirror the endless rage of the sea, yet also hold a quiet fire, a hunger that urges me forward, toward truth, toward understanding, toward the unknown. My hair, braided close against the howling wind, bears witness to my journey, through darkness, through bloodshed, and beyond, toward the dawn of new legends. My voice, resonant, echoing like the roar of the North Sea, carries the spirit of a warrior and the wisdom of those who dared to dream. Today, I sit by the flickering flames, listening, not just with ears, but with the soul. In old warriors' words, stories of sacrifice, discipline, and unwavering loyalty resound with the weight of generations. His voice, deep and steady, speaks of a father who faced the end with honor, fighting to preserve what matters most.
You know, Phil, I have to ask you a question about my dad. I know that he was a clandestine agent under your counselorship and your training in Systema, and I've been dying to hear this out of your mouth. Okay.
Dad was a very special person. He had the power of persuasion. He had the intelligence to go with it. He was very intelligent, and he was very persuasive. So he has the competitive edge.
My purpose is clear, my resolve unwavering, even in the face of this profound exhaustion.
You know, Phil, I got to ask you something. In all your years, I now know you're 86 years old. This year, it is now September 3rd, 2025, and you are 86 years old. My grand question for you is, do you believe we are alone? I need to know.
When I think about it, and I think about our universe, if there's a God that created us and the earth, why does he need trillions and trillions of other planets and stars and solar systems, and only Earth has people on it? So I think, yes, we are not alone. I think that there is evolution on other planets and other solar systems, but they're just too far away for us to reach. And even if they could reach us, we would look primitive to them.
Okay, Phil, I know you're 86 years old, and I've been dying to ask you this question because I am 35 years old, and I know my dad, if he was still alive, he would be 50 years old this year. My dad told me that he could neutralize a threat with a pen in a very short period of time. And I just have to know, how fast could my dad do this?
Without a question, he could take care of everything in 15 seconds.
You know, Phil, I have to stop myself and ask this question to this 86-year-old man. I'm a 35-year-old, and I was never a Navy SEAL. I was none of these things. I know my dad was a bullet catcher for Donald Trump, and I know you helped train him in Systema. I need to know, what was your take on that?
Your dad was such a patriot, and he loves this country more than anybody that I've ever met in my life. And he took an oath to protect Donald Trump and our president. He was easy to train. He was ready for it. He's a patriot. We respect him.
Okay, Phil, I have to ask you something about energy being transferred from one person to another person. My dad always said that training should instill in a person evolution, especially in Systema. not boxing them into a box, not conditioning them into a pillar of condition, but instead allow them to physically, mentally, and spiritually evolve. What's your stance on this?
Your dad's energy was so pure that what he learned, he's going to pass on to others, and they're going to pass it on to others in a teaching method that is going to be perpetual.
Phil, I've gotten to know you long enough through my dad, and now I don't want to make this about my dad. I want to make this about your personal legacy as an 86-year-old man in September 3rd, 2025. What do you want your legacy to be?
When you do the
to
breathing
unknown world?
exercise, try and take 2 minutes to do that.
Like many leaders of the martial arts and the training process that's involved in becoming perfect, like other instructors, I would like my legacy to be that I taught your father and other people the best I could teach, and the most famous of all, the most powerful of all, to be the martial art technique that leads our military and our armies to protect our countries.
Phil, I am so honored to be interviewing you today on this day. And we're in this auditorium with all these practitioners listening in. We have a total of 38 people who have been listening to us and watching us demonstrate a few things. How do you want to close this day out?
Actually, the honor is mine to be here with you, to learn from you, to experience the things that you're talking about that I've never even heard of, that make common sense. And I appreciate it, and I love you, and I love my country, and I love being a patriot, and I love being with you.
In these sacred stories, I find my purpose, my forge, my path, etched in enduring truths of strength, resilience, and unbreakable spirit, unfolds before me like a battlefield painted in shadows and light. I am Astrid, listening, learning, forging my legacy in the fire of ancient stories and future dreams. My flame, born of warriors' blood and tales of old, will burn bright through chaos and change.